Hey, everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Advocate Information Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and we have a great topic for today's show, in which it is uh, the New York State gun bill legislation that just passed both houses within the state of New York um, needs to be vetoed by New York State governor because uh, that gun bill legislation just went to the governor's office for her to sign and make fully into law. So let's get right into this. I beg and I plead with New York State Governor Hochul, please, man, please do not sign this bill into law. Okay? And I'll explain why. Because I read the article about this new gun legislation bill. And number one, this bill allows semi-automatic guns, including guns like the AR-15, to still be bought. Okay? And guns like the AR-15, police have no protection against these types of guns. That right there alone, ladies and gentlemen, puts the lives of all the good police officers that are out there into complete jeopardy. It puts their lives in complete jeopardy. That right there alone, ladies and gentlemen, should make the governor of New York say no to this current bill. And she needs to not only say no to this bill and let it go back to the drawing board, she needs to demand guns like semi-automatic guns, guns like the AR-15 need to be fully, completely banned throughout the state of New York. And she also needs to demand that for all other types of guns that are allowed to be bought or owned by people, she needs to demand that background checks need to be done on those owners. Because in this current bill, that just passed both houses within the state of New York, nowhere in there does it stipulate anything about background checks to be done. Nowhere in there. So that too needs to change. There needs to be background checks of the owners, of the people who are buying guns to own them. There needs to be, and that needs to be demanded as well. Also, ladies and gentlemen, within this current bill, it is stipulated for the age limit for people to buy guns needs to be raised from 18 to, I think it says 21. And I question that. I really question that, because let's just say, hypothetically speaking, if in any other bill that may be made in regards to gun legislation for the state of New York, if they put that in there as well, and they raise the age from 18 to 21, let's say, in order to buy and own guns, let's just say if a 21-year-old then goes out and, let's say, buys a handgun and shoots up an entire mall, what are they going to do? Raise the age limit again? I question this. And out on the other side of the coin, yes, you have to be 21 to buy alcohol and cigarettes and stuff like that. And so, in a way, that's why I understand it, but I still question this, especially when it comes to things like guns. So, and then let's just say, if in any other future bill to gun control, if they raise the age limit to 21, let's say, that's also going to have a domino effect because, people are going to say, hey, listen, then we have to raise the age limit to have a driver's license. You have to raise the age limit to be in the military. You got to raise the age limit for so many other things and stuff. So then where does it end? So that's why I question that. And so this is not an easy topic, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, with regards to guns, like semi-automatic guns, guns like the AR-15, they put the lives of innocent police officers, good police officers, in complete jeopardy. Right there, we can't allow that. Then you also have to take into consideration the lives of innocent little children that have been taken from guns like the AR-15, semi-automatic rifles. A perfect example, and I hate to bring this up again, but I really have no other choice. Look at what just happened in Uvalde, Texas, at that elementary school. The MFer had an AR-15 on him. Okay? 19 innocent little babies, innocent little children. 19 of them died. It needs to be absorbed in the brain here. That's another reason to veto the current gun legislation bill in New York. Let it go back to the drawing board and demand that guns like the AR-15, guns like semi-automatic rifles need to be completely banned. And you have to also demand that background checks on people who want to own or buy guns need to be done. Seriously. So, and of course, in this current bill, and hopefully, if the bill gets vetoed and they try to create another bill, yes, you include to buy a gun, you need to have ID and stuff like that. Yes. Like I said before, in pretty much every state, you need to have an ID to buy alcohol. You need to have ID to buy cigarettes. You need to have ID to drive a vehicle. So, and, there's going to be a lot of other people that say, well, if we need all these IDs and we need to have IDs to go vote. Now, personally, and I'm a Democrat, ladies and gentlemen, just to put that out there, I am for voter IDs. I'm for it. I'm for background checks to also be done on people to vote. And let me explain why before people get into a hissy fit and go, oh my God, you can't do that. Let me explain something to you. The voting systems also need to be changed, amended, because there's a lot of problems with that too, in which part of the problem is that the Board of Elections don't have in their systems for people who have passed away. They have names of people, but they don't know if those people have already passed away. And yet, Board of Elections many times in many situations keep sending out voting information to addresses of people who have already passed away. Now, take that into consideration, and also take into consideration one other thing. For those people who have passed away, many times hackers have got a hold of those people's names, right? To put those people's names onto themselves to make it look like those people are still alive and able to vote. You know, so the systems have to be updated. Things have to get corrected properly, and so yes, I am for voter IDs. I am for background checks on people to vote because there's a lot of things that still need to be corrected within the Board of Election systems. So a lot of people are going to give me heck about this, and you know what? Listen, this is just my opinion, and that a lot of people uh, don't agree with me on a whole lot of things, and they'll be like, "You can't say things like that. You can't say things we need. You can't say things like we need to have background checks for people to vote. You can't say that we need ID for people to vote." They don't understand that there's certain things that still need to be fixed properly. Okay, so these are important things as well, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you agree with me or not, this is the truth. Okay, and if you don't believe me, look it up, Google it, Bing it, whatever it is. Check up on it for yourselves. If you don't believe me, check it for yourselves to see if these things are also part of the problem. And you'll see for yourselves that things like this are a part of the problem as well. And these things need to be corrected. So, but anyways, I don't want to get so far off the rails. I don't want to get so far off the track of today's topic. So again, New York State Governor Kathy Hochul, please, I beg and I plead with you, do not sign the new gun bill legislation into law. Veto it, let it go back to the drawing board, and demand that guns like semi-automatic rifles, guns like the AR-15 are to be completely banned within the state of New York. And also demand that for all of the guns that are to be bought or owned, there needs to be background checks done on the owners of people buying them. Demand it as well. The lives of innocent little children, the lives of good police officers rely upon that. Seriously. Now, so with that, I want to remind all my fans out there about the business that my husband and I have together called AWLDNY. The link to there is awldny.com. You guys can check out all the products on there, and all the products that you see on there, we actually make ourselves. I also want to remind all my fans out there about my other business, my other website that I have called Advocate Information Highway, and the link to there is AIHNY.com. Again, that's AIHNY.com. And you guys can check out all the pages on there. On the homepage of my website of Advocate Information Highway, you will see the link to my internet store on Zazzle.com, in which I designed a lot of products that are up for sale on there. Also on the homepage of my website of Advocate Information Highway, you will see the links to the 2 books that I wrote. And if you guys follow those links, you guys could check out both of my books, and you guys can also purchase both of my books as well. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.